On three. 1, 2, 3. Hey, what's up, 12 Hour Podcast, episode 16, Sweet 16.
Ooh,
We got a special guest today, Bernie. He's back.
in the building. This is an independently leading podcast.
Are you guys trying to make money in America? We're going to take half of it.
We are
How much you pay for that
socialist.
thing? How much you pay for that?
It was part of a donation to his campaign in 20.
Oh, well, no. Okay, so how much you pay for it?
How much was your donation, right?
I donated I think at that point I donated like $500.
Oh, okay.
$500
And I got
doll.
a Bernie doll. I wanted the doll.
$500 birdie doll. That's pretty lit.
That's more than Labubu. That's going better than LeBron ambassador dolls.
How much are those
Right.
going for?
What,
The
Labubus?
LeBron dolls or the
Yeah, LeBron dolls. Yeah.
that's $75. They
okay.
made so many. I mean, they're selling out and stuff, but it's not reselling for anyone. Who the fuck wants a LeBron Barbie doll besides me? and-
I'm about to say, don't you have
I got two.
two?
Yeah.
I'm about to say two?
Multiply Hugh by 1 million, then you made 40 million, 70 million, right? It's like what?
It's a tall doll too, man. I would get one for X for his birthday.
Oh yeah,
Now
he
you
probably
catch him
wouldn't-
playing with
It
that
probably
shit.
wouldn't even come out of the package.
He'd throw it away, right? It's not Jordan. Daddy
Kids are
says
so
Jordan's
different
the
now.
best.
It's all about the phone. iPad is a distant second. The phone and the computer. I mean, it's just
I'm about to say, I don't think kids play with toys anymore. I
Yeah.
don't
You
don't
that's
think
a thing. No.
absolutely not.
That's why Toys R Us is not here. Like, there's, you can
That's true.
download whatever toy you want on the App Store,
Yeah.
bro. Like,
Exactly.
ever since
No, but
AI came out, they can make games now.
My
on their
niece
own.
plays
Yeah.
with Legos. She does Legos.
Okay, Lego still pop.
Legos are they do have a
market.
use.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they gotta-
market. Yeah.
But on top of that, most of it is adults living out their past fantasies. There's more adults
Yeah.
in the Lego store than children.
Buying
That's true.
Pokemons and shit.
That's
And
why
I
there's
would-
$1,000 space that Star Wars. It's like $1,000, 5,000 piece thing in there or something crazy.
Yeah, I went in the Lego store with my goddaughter, and I'm like, yeah, kid, go nuts. And everything she pointed to had triple digits on it. And I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, it's crazy.
They
That make
play
you
with
want
like
to
RC cars. Like
growing up? Oh, yeah. Those were like
oh yeah.
certified hood classic. The kid with the
Oh,
RC
yeah.
car was the rich one.
Yeah, the ones I remember the one on the track where you have to hold the thing, the little matchbox.
With the little steering wheel,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
had to, man.
Well, you had to put a little you had to put a little thing on the track. It had a little needle on there. This is
Yes.
old school. You had to put the track
Yeah, I
together.
remember
oh, that thing. I
those.
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like,
Man, you would go to the toy store and you'd see the big box that had the whole track laid out.
Oh yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you'd get it, and then you have to put it together, and then you'd be like, I'm over this. I'm over
That's
this.
where it started. That's where it started.
So wait, I saw you guys are hard at work not filling out the topics list. So
Oh, you talking about the one you sent 10 minutes ago? Yeah.
Ooh, pow, 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 pow. I had
that was maybe an hour or two ago. It wasn't 10 minutes ago. I put stuff on there.
the only thing I was really thinking about was NBA related. I know Sean posted the
NBA YoungBoy and Yay or NBA basketball.
I have never listened to an NBA YoungBoy song in my life, so definitely not.
Yeah.
Fire. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I
Sean's-
don't know.
Sean's statistical breakdown of the viewership of Game 1 and the fact that Shy is
Oh.
our reigning NBA MVP. Those were the two big contributions I was going to make.
Oh, Shy. Okay. So Shay,
SGA.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. He had my vote already.
Did he have my vote?
Jokic had a crazy season. I mean,
Yeah, he broke records. But
yeah.
it did to me. I was having a friendly joke like, "Hey, whoever wins Game 7 wins it." Whoever takes Game 7,
Yeah, I
He's
agree.
It's
gonna
one
be
of
breaking records, racing donkeys back in whatever country he came from.
Slovenia. I just made that up.
Whatever.
I don't know where he's
Where
from.
is he from
Serbia?
anyway?
Serbia.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, he's Serbian.
Serbia.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey,
Or is it
Google, where
Luka?
is-
That's Serbian.
No, Luka I think is Croatian.
No,
Okay.
he's Slovenian.
Slovenia.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Didn't I say that?
Serbia
Wow.
is
Oh.
No. Hey, Google, stop. Hey, Google, where is Nikolai Jokic from? Now she don't want to talk to me. Hey, Google, where's Nikolai Jokic from?
Putting libraries out of business.
Yeah. Damn, I should have just looked it up on my phone by now.
Yeah, it's so crazy how.
Hey Google. Hey Google, stop music.
It looked like
Hey,
Google's trying to
Google,
set up a little play with
Where's
you right now.
Sambor?
You might need a little time.
Google's our fourth guest on today's episode.
Hey
This is
Google,
brought to you
where's
by Google
Sambor?
AI.
Google put the music on.
Sorry, it looks like that device hasn't been set up yet.
I'm gonna say
Oh,
Google
Hey
should just
Google,
play us
where's
in.
Sambor?
Yeah. We do need a little something music to
Or
like.
jingle. Yeah.
Yeah, we need something for when we're promoting. You know, we need some kind of something with that. Music would be key. I think.
Hey Google, stop. All right, yeah, so this thing is tripping. It's just now it's talking about some
Well,
some
I
food
think
or
after the
something.
third time, Hugh.
Yeah, I think,
wasn't
yeah.
gonna work.
All right, editor.
Okay, so
just cut that whole
where are
part.
we from?
We're gonna cut
Keep
that.
it in. We'll just keep it in it to show
This
you how
episode,
dumb.
Hey Google.
Hey Google. Hey, whenever y'all ready,
You
I'm
ever
ready
tried
to
this
do
with
the ad
Siri?
reads.
Siri don't even talk to you. She just writes stuff down.
Siri is probably the worst AI
Yeah.
out of all of the big ones, and as an
Yeah.
Apple
Oh,
user,
Worse
I
than
can't
Bixby
guess.
on
never
the
even heard
Samsung
of that
phone.
one.
Yeah.
That's on the Samsung phone. That's the
Oh,
Samsung phone.
I'm pretty sure Siri is worse. Siri just
Yeah.
had to pay a bunch of people out because of a class action lawsuit.
You know what? Siri was the first though, like one of the first real good. And then Google, when they came out, kind of, it talked back to you and stuff.
See,
So,
normally when it comes to the competing technologies, Apple is either first to market and is but people are so used to it being first that people just accept
Yeah.
it, or they come a little later and they do it better. Like,
that's what they
I've-
excel at, doing it better.
yeah, I feel like the Apple Watch was like way bigger than any other smartwatch on the market, but everyone forgets the Gear came first. Yeah, but
Or those
Yeah.
Fitbits and all that stuff. 'Cause I had
Oh
a
yeah,
Fitbit.
Fitbits.
I had a
back-
Fitbit
yeah.
watch back, showed the little time and stuff, the fitness tracker.
I
Heart
used to have
rate
a
and
Nike
everything.
Fuel Band.
Me too.
That's
I remember
way.
those.
I had the hookup, I had
Yeah.
the hookup with them, because I had a friend who was an athlete, and they had an account, so I got fuel bands for everybody, right? They were giving them away to athletes, right?
Yeah,
so,
I remember.
dude, when a fuel band broke, you just bring it back to the Nike store to give you a
So
brand new
yeah,
one.
just grab
Yeah,
them
that's
there.
how
They
cell
didn't
phones
even
used to be.
no, really.
Yeah, cell phones. When I was, you used to be able to bring your cell phone
Yeah,
back. They give you a
insurance.
brand new cell phone in a box. No, it was none of that shit. Like you could return
Yeah.
your cell phone or upgrade, and they'd give you a whole new charger, whole new box,
Jesus.
everything. And now you don't even get a charger.
You
I mean, because
get-
you have the charger. You have like 9 of them sitting around your fucking house already.
Yo, you don't get
if
anything.
you have kids, then 9 are not a lot.
What are they
So-
eating them?
No,
Like, what
it's
are you
just
talking
like kids. They take
Go
them here.
on
or the
Amazon.
parents
You
grab
get
them.
a 12-pack of chargers.
I
for
would
like
take
$5.
my parents' chargers.
Bro, it goes
Like
all the
no,
time.
it got to a point where me and my
School,
siblings were
whatever.
getting disciplined. Like, yo,
Yeah.
the next person that take a charger
Yeah.
out this house.
Yeah, like
Yo,
because you only
that's-
have the one that you have if you're using a charger. The other ones are basically in the wind.
And
It's
then
like,
and then those third party chargers either damage your phone or they don't charge properly, and
yeah.
you know.
I just don't care. My phone's.
But
I always
who
have
you
them on the
got now?
wireless charger.
Who you got in the Minnesota? The OKC Minnesota looks like. I mean,
I
obviously
mean,
from game one looks like
You know,
OKC
it's
is
looking
right.
like OKC's
Yeah,
gone.
yeah.
Just
Did
damage.
did the role players on Minnesota even score a point?
No, I mean
crazy.
it was
You
tough.
saw-
I mean,
Yeah, they got shut down.
and Ant has to drive to the basket. I mean, he has to draw fouls more. It seemed.
He's Steph Curry now.
Shy was getting a lot
Yo,
of
the
calls,
way
like,
that
in the
man was going to the line,
beginning. Yeah. Oh,
and then
crazy.
once he
He
get
only
on the
went to the
line, it's a done
nine
deal.
times, 9 times.
Well, in the first quarter, he went 7, like 6 or 7
So
times. The
what?
first quarter,
The
So-
second
well,
half of the game evened it out.
Okay.
They need to
Well,
stop
he was
fouling.
getting to the, but that's how you get points. Where I'm saying,
And that's why that was a
Ant-
big
Oh, no, but-
push
yeah, it's
for
true.
him to be MVP, because the way that
I
man
saw-
is
a
a free throw line master.
I saw a
Ant was
stat
missing
today.
a lot of free throws too. He missed quite a few free throws.
That's a big difference, but they got blown the fuck out. I saw a stat today about your man's Michael Jordan comparing it to the playoffs.
Oh my god.
He's gone to the, besides
Oh, boy.
SGA, who's just really starting his career.
Okay.
Michael Jordan has the most free throw attempts in the playoffs per game. So he went to.
Okay.
They gave basically they
Yeah,
gave
that
Michael
makes
Jordan
sense.
and the Bulls a lot of free points
Oh. Okay.
to help them,
Okay.
win
Yeah.
games.
To
Oh,
pad the
yeah,
stats.
yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
pad the stats might be your special move in the GOAT debate, bro. Like, when your character is low on health, and you need to do your special. My man hits L2R2, pad the stats, and then
yes.
like KO, bro. Like,
And my thing is always
They
pad them
pad the
how?
stat.
How many? Give me a number and multiply it by 10, and then I'll divide it by the years and everything else, and it'll move by points such decimal. Like,
No,
it's not
no.
gonna
I
matter.
noticed in the
So-
GOAT debate we
doesn't
didn't
work
have a
that way.
flop conversation
Oh
Doesn't happen
no,
that way.
no.
Jordan
did not have
flopped all the time.
all the time. Were they egregious as LeBron's though?
Yeah, come on.
Because that's one thing about LeBron, and I love LeBron.
the back of the
That's
head.
the
Yo,
one.
falls
Yo,
off.
that's
LeBron
the
is
one.
he has sensitive
maybe-
skin. You know,
Maybe
it probably
because
hurts.
the cameras are like
I'm getting
HD,
some,
4K. But yo, sometimes LeBron flops be like, Jesus Christ, bro. Where was that
Oh.
acting in Space Jam 2?
I mean,
Because damn. Space Jam 2 might be one of the worst
Hold on.
cinematic experiences I've ever seen.
Mhm.
Including the first Space Jam.
I'm getting some.
Mhm.
I don't know shit about cable schedules. Speaking of guys getting older, like I don't know shit about television anymore. If it's not like a streaming thing or if it's not a channel I'm subscribed to on social media or YouTube,
Mhm.
I don't know shit. Somebody will be like, "Oh, did you watch this new show on NBC?" I'm like, brother, I don't even know what channel NBC is. The fuck? I don't know nothing on television. I just know Olympics, World Cup, playoffs,
Yeah.
and then after that, like if it's a one-off TV show or some shit like that, Lost. But I couldn't tell you.
Lost? You like Lost? It's a good show.
I never got into Lost. I remember Lost though. That was like the first big premiere television show before Game of Thrones, before Breaking Bad. Wasn't before The Wire. Wire was before that. Sopranos was 99. So Sopranos and The Wire were like the first
Wire
two.
was
But
2003.
damn, shout out Baltimore.
I
Except
live there.
driving through the inner city Baltimore, like by the harbor, it's always an experience. You see some shit.
I haven't been there in years, but I used to live down by there on Whitelock Street over by Druid Hill Park.
Mhm.
Yeah, they used to dump dead bodies over there and shit. You know what's crazy about that? I used to run at 5 a.m. around Druid Hill Park. My sister too,
Crazy.
and we had
A
no fucking
female?
clue. Dog, we just were like, whatever. We drive like jogging around there. Sometimes you see a homeless person. Nothing ever happened to us though, which is crazy.
You were
I don't
born.
understand why she did that. Like,
You were
I don't
born
know.
in New York, right?
Yeah. From
Okay.
Queens.
How long did you live there?
Half my life. Well,
And
half
then-
my till I was
Adolescence,
20.
youth. And then where'd you move after that?
My family moved to Maryland while I was in college.
Okay. All right. So that's how you
Yeah.
got over here.
Yeah, I know, right?
Good old Maryland.
It wasn't too bad. They were a little house by the water and retired over there. But I pretty much, and I was back and forth for a while. I went back 2 times. No, 2003 I moved back to New York after college, and then what was it? I don't know. Something else happened.
Would you ever go back?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I've been telling. I told the wife I do want to move back to New York but she's like, "Oh, we got to live in a certain thing and this and that." I'm like, "Oh God."
And
Never
she's
mind.
always been she went from Ohio to where after
DC.
that? What? Okay, cool. She was
Yeah, and she lived in Atlanta for college. She went to Spelman.
Oh, okay. Some educated folk.
We're some educated blacks.
Oh, don't say that in front of Steven Crowder. Nah, I'm just kidding. Hey, that was
Did
an
you see that
informative-
video?
Yo, so I've heard of Steven Crowder in passing. I've never watched him.
Oh my God, this guy's number one. He's
at-
kind of gay. Number one, and number
he-
2, which is the thing wrong with being gay people. He's a cross dresser. He loves to dress, and he's a little weird, and he abuses his wife. But what
Wow.
do we know? What do we know?
So he's like White Diddy.
Not really. No. He's just a weird, abusive person. I don't know what it is. He might be addicted to some kind of like painkillers or something. I don't know what. I saw this whole thing about him where they broke down why he's like weird, but he's definitely. I wouldn't say he's definitely like a bigot. I wouldn't say he's a racist because I think
he totes the line. He gives that shock jock Howard Stern
Yeah.
Lewis Black. I'm gonna say what's on my mind. George Carlin type vibe. I found the content to be pretty enjoyable.
See, I want to see if there was ever a race war. This is how I separate bigots and racists. The racist, the person's like, oh, they would be on the front lines taking bullets for their skin color. The bigot would be like, I ain't fighting these niggas. That's
Yeah,
the way,
like,
that's
I'm
the way
out,
that they
bro.
would look at it. That's the way they'd be like, nah, I ain't doing this.
It'd be like they'd be like,
Art,
who's winning?
you ever watch these old like Archie Bunker and like he used to be? You ever see that
Yeah,
guy?
yeah.
Like that's like he's a bigot. Like he has these biases and
It's one of those
stereotypes.
things that like you gotta remind them, hey, you can't say that anymore.
You can't say that, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. And then they're like, "Why? My dad used to say, blah, blah, blah," like stuff like that.
I remember when America was America, and hey, I'm not racist. We don't drink from separate water fountains anymore. I miss those days, but we don't do that anymore. Yeah, you know, back then you didn't want to get caught dating a negress. Like, whoa, bro, what the fuck did you just say?
Oh my god, it's so
shit.
funny. But yeah, like that Crowder guy, I think he's more on the bigoted side.
Yeah,
Where he just takes every black stereotype and just
the way he was
exaggerates it and
cracking
says
them
shit.
WNBA jokes, he was getting them off.
Yo, this dude, he's
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I
He
thought
got
was
money
funny,
though.
bro. Hell yeah! When I saw his
money, though.
subscriber count, 5 mil, I said, Jesus Christ. I see, I follow a lot of people who do like live streams, talk radio, similar stuff to what we do. And they always mention like when they have political debates and stuff, they be like, yeah, so I was watching Steven Crowder, and I'm like, who the fuck is that guy?
I mean, there's a reason why all of these things are the way they are with the politics and all that type of stuff. Like you can't root it directly to like this administration or people. It's definitely on the media that people consume. Even guys like like I watch I used to watch Alex Jones for conspiracy stuff because I thought it was cool.
Yo, Alex
right?
Jones
Back in the day,
making the frogs gay. Shout
frogs
out
gay.
AJ, bruh.
I mean, it's funny. Like a broken clock is right at least
twice
times
a day.
Yeah. So if he says something that's somewhat true, that's what they base their whole argument on. Well, he was right about this, so he must be right about that. Like, okay, that doesn't mean no.
That's like how
makes sense. That's crazy.
That's like how those performative psychics work. Like most of the predictions are wrong, but they be like, remember that one time they predicted XYZ? And that's how they get away with murder forever after that, bro.
Yeah.
That's a lot of sports commentators. They'll say something like so and so is gonna be a star. And then they end up being a star. And then they're like,
Skip Bayless made a whole career about being wrong, and they'll never bring it up again. Like when he said Baker Mayfield's the true, or what's his name, Johnny Football, or whatever his name was.
Yo, Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel. Ooh. Yeah, Drake made a whole song about him. Like
Draft Day.
What the fuck?
Johnny Manziel. Yeah, I remember that. Damn, man.
What did he do again? Nothing. He was a crackhead. That's what he was.
Yeah, I heard he even lied about his like upbringing. Everyone thought he was like this Fortune 500 rich kid, and like I think his family got some loot, but
wasn't he? Yeah, he was on Club Shay Shay. I remember he did his little interview. But I mean, look, he had a career.
He cashed out.
Same. Baker Mayfield's still playing too. He's actually not that bad, right? I think he's just like a quarterback.
Like in comparison to like Johnny Manziel, hell no, he ain't that bad. Shit, that era had a lot of whatever happened to those people. Like shout out Marcus Mariota, second string on my Washington Commanders. He did good last season. He ended up doing okay. First round worthy, no, but like hey, he doing something. Maybe they can transition to a Mark Sanchez type situation. Like, hey, let me talk on the mic and get money. Turn your career into something else. Like I was looking at Larry Fitzgerald the other day, and he was doing an internship at a firm. I don't know if it was law or business, but I'm like, this man used to be the man. Like, and I'm not saying because he got washed up. He had a full lengthy career, made it to a Super Bowl, retired before he got super washed up, and pursued his interests outside of football. So shout out him.
Yo, pause. Look at what I just wrote in the group chat by mistake. That's I I'm changing it now, but look at it before.
You gaped, Sean. Whoa. Damn. Sean is gaped. Sean, I will defend your honor, bro. You're not gay, man, bro.
Yeah, I did that, but I was
Gay.
typing. I was trying to type. My microphone is like near my keyboard, so it's weird. Anyway, it's not doing that anymore.
You
Anyway.
gaped. Hilarious, bro. You gotta get a
He
pause
might
counter.
never. Yeah, we should put a pause counter.
That'd be
Once
a
we get a
nice
real
little
editor, I'm gonna have some shit like a pause counter. Pause every episode.
pause. Hey, yo, pause, B.
Pause.
Pause, B.
Pause.
Hold up, B. Pause. Pause
These
like
guys
dog
are
fingers.
killing me.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Should
I'm
I
not gonna
wait?
lie. I might take, and I haven't done this in years, but when I get one, I might take the day off and just be like, let's get into this.
You wild man.
I mean, shit, I got to leave.
Taking off work to go
I
get
don't-
video games.
I don't ever take off work. I've been working 2 jobs for the last half decade, so now I only got 1 job. Can pursue interests like podcasting, gaming, health, wealth, focus.
Focus, man.
Working 2 jobs is a distraction. It encourages you to spend more, actually.
You talking to the choir, man. I have a business and a job, so it's like it's always a little rough.
But you got financial insight, bro. You don't give yourself enough credit, I don't think. Any man that can have his partner not work deserves a pat on the back, bro.
I mean,
That's real man shit, bro. That's real man shit. To put a woman in a house and be like, I got this. That's in this economy? Yeah, that's different, bro. Like coming from a person whose dad did that and can see that you doing the same thing, bro. That's a major, no glazing, you know what I'm saying? But that's
glaze
big
away.
shit,
I love
bro.
it.
Whoa.
I love
Krispy Kreme is closed. But nah, man, like
Rub
bro,
it on the nipples.
like you him for real, bro. You do a lot of cool shit, bro. You got a great career, you have insight, you got a storied past, you got a vision for the future, you connect well with others. Bro, we never met, bro. I don't know you from my fucking neighbors 30 blocks down, but here we are creating content, forming a brotherhood. You got me hanging out with Sean and Mike. Like, give yourself
You
some
probably
credit,
meet
bro.
them in person before you meet me. Now, actually,
Well,
we're gonna be in DC for Sean's thing, so we're gonna have to definitely connect. He's
oh shit,
getting,
let me know. Let me
married.
know. I'm gonna pop up, bro.
Yeah, I'll say. I mean, yeah, depending on things, maybe come through they're having a thing, but maybe it'll be a reception thing. I'm like,
Okay, yeah.
be like, yo,
Yeah, I ain't
come
gonna
through.
crash it, but
They're
yeah,
super cool. No, his wife is super cool.
yeah,
It'll be dope.
definitely, man.
Yeah, I know, like they're doing like a whole weekend thing, but I'm pretty sure, I'll bring it up and be like, oh yeah, for sure.
That'll be
Don't bring
tight.
his girl, everything. Yeah.
Where is Sean at here again?
He lives in Maryland.
Maryland, okay.
You got a car?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Have car will travel. I work for the Department of Transportation. I need a car.
Got to give you one. Car. Is he coming back at all? Like, what the fuck is going on? Let me call him on the phone. Real quick. Let me just make sure. I'm like having a whole. I don't want to waste all the good conversation.
I don't know. Right? Conversation is flowing right now.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's wild, man. Gone for like 10 minutes. Are you good, man?
Yeah, I just got it back. I had Jen had moved around this table up in the office. I didn't realize it unplugged the internet, but it was working somehow. But the shit was off over there. It was like super weird because we have another router downstairs. So that's why I was getting internet, but the one up here that I didn't realize was unplugged. So once I realized that, I just plugged it.
Okay.
And so now it should be a good signal now. So I'm logging back in now.
Sounds great. See you in a few. Bye. He's coming back.
Cool.
They're not like me. All right. I might get these White Castle sneakers. Yeah,
man, I forgot. That's what I also could have added. Kid Cudi spoke at Diddy's trial today.
Oh, for real? He testified?
Yo, I did not know. First off, I didn't know Kid Cudi and Cassie dated. That was
you didn't know. Well, I didn't know until I heard about the car explosion
thing. Yeah, they fucking blew up his car. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Wow.
But that's not. I mean, they don't have any proof that happened, right?
They don't have any proof that Diddy did it.
Yeah, so I mean, it could have been a malfunction.
But he took the stand, and I think Cassie's mom took the stand. Everybody was like, "Yo, nail in the coffin for him now." They was like, "It's a wrap."
Oh, it's all character witnesses.
I'm just trying to figure out, like,
He's gonna get pardoned by Trump.
you gave me some insight though. Now I'm kind of thinking, like, besides Street Fighter 4 Molly whooping her ass, what did he do besides be freaky as fuck, bro? Like, what did he actually do?
That's my thing. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, we're
like-
talking about Diddy.
I've been having a whole debate with my wife about it. And,
Yeah, like, what-
Oh,
did
it's so
he do?
funny. Can I tell you something before you go into your thing? Whenever like a celebrity, it doesn't matter who it is. So like Diddy, R. Kelly, who else does she hate? Chris Brown. They all hate these men. They're unforgivable, right? They're unforgivable. So Chris Brown,
she says,
I
I
think
don't
he's
care.
been redeemed.
Right or
Chris
wrong.
Brown in
Okay,
jail
he
right
should-
now.
No, they should
For something.
he should die. Diddy, die. R. Kelly, die. And I'm like, they face their time, whatever. People get nobody's forgivable or redeemable. Like you still listen to their music, so what the fuck are you talking
I'll
about?
tell you this. If I'm driving an expensive sports car, I don't care who text messages you read in my phone. Number one, get off my phone. Number two, I'm gonna whoop your ass too. My dad could be going through my phone and be like, "Who is this?" And I'm like, "Man, do you the fuck? Do you see me driving this? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?"
Well,
Now,
people,
and-
yeah, it's crazy.
Like, and I just find, and I'm not trying to sound like Ryan Clark on here after watching that Steven Crowder video, but like, when a black dude has a weird freaky sex cult, it requires some type of legal
Yeah, it's like trumped up.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yo,
yeah, I thought about that. They let
but
this,
like
this Epstein
anybody
thing go on
else-
for. They let this Epstein
Yeah.
thing go on for 2,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4 decades, right?
I'm not saying Hugh Hefner had nut
Hugh Hefner
on his chest
definitely, yeah.
from another guy, but
No,
like
he did.
Some
It
weird
might have
shit was going on.
happened.
Yo,
Yeah, it
dude,
might have
they
happened.
they had parties with Viagra all over the
Oh,
place.
yeah.
Teenage girls, like girls
Open,
underage,
open.
with
Not
the
behind the
politicians,
scenes,
everybody.
yeah.
Oh, nothing.
It's like
nothing.
it's
all
like R. Kelly.
good. Oh, good.
These women are underage, and I'm like, wasn't
See, I mean,
Elvis
that's
Presley
the thing,
courting his girlfriend in high school?
Yes.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? Like,
I mean, this-
what the
yeah,
fuck?
Jerry Ray Lewis or
Yeah.
Jimmy, whatever. He had like a 14-year-old wife or something like that. The
Yeah.
Prince
What-
of England, what's his
well-
name?
well, that
Prince
is the
Edward,
thing.
whatever.
Yeah.
Literally out there like with
that's the
Epstein
thing.
trafficking the girls.
Society was built on
They're
this.
still,
That's
but the other
whole
guys are in
thing.
jail, which makes
And
no
that's-
sense.
That's the thing. People for hundreds of years didn't go to jail because of things worse than that, right?
One
Like,
thing,
Yeah.
one thing I
and
could
our
say.
judicial system is based on the Supreme Court and all of those things that were put in place that shit atrocities and all those things were happening under the watch of all those metrics. So you know, we it's a pick and choose type of scenario. You know, there's no scenario that if Cassie wants to be with someone such as Diddy, that Diddy interacts with most people in a sense they want something from him 80% 90% of the time, closer to probably 100%. I was just talking to my wife
transactional.
about this. And that's the thing. So he deals with people in that way, and people understand that going in. It's just an implied type of thing. So there has to be some kind of review. Obviously the abuse no one condones, but there has to be something about the review of the law itself that says, how can you push it from jaywalking to vehicular homicide, right? Like, how does it get to that point? And I'm not trying to say jaywalking is the same as abusing, but that's not what they're discussing. They're discussing.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying.
You know,
Like,
Yeah,
oh,
this
is like, well, you
this
hit her or
isn't
whatever.
about
I'm like,
abuse.
it ain't about that. They settled out of court for all that
Right,
stuff too.
right.
Yeah.
She got paid. So this is a criminal trial about sex trafficking, and
Yes,
Rico.
and she was not sex trafficked.
She was not. No, sex. Yeah. So all they're trying to do is embarrass him. And if the judge or the jury or whatever feels that that they could put him away for that, he's definitely going to win in appeals. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Because that's when all the real facts come out. Like right now, it's a lot of media and emotion based off of what they're seeing in court. If you put it through a court of appeals where they actually look at the facts,
Well, Kid Cudi testifies tomorrow, so that's going to be.
Oh, I
an
thought that was
interesting-
today.
No, that's tomorrow.
Okay,
Look,
okay.
So, but
The
I
car
don't think they
bombing.
would. Yeah, but I don't
Look,
think. But they have to have the
what's he
person
gonna-
who actually planted the bomb. I mean, Kid Cudi can say my car exploded.
And we
Someone
was just
say
talking about
Diddy
that. It could
threatened
be
that.
it could be simply labeled as vehicular
this is
malfunction on
ridiculous.
behalf
Regardless, look, if he blew up his car, blew him up in the car, whatever. I don't know if Diddy did that. Nobody knows for real.
Well,
for
that's
real. So
where they would have to get to that. They'd have to have.
what's the
that
reason? What's the
information.
proof? What's the proof? If they have
You know.
that, or they see Puffy outside putting a bomb on the car.
Putting a
Take that,
banana in the
take
tailpipe like Beverly Hills Cop or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, right?
that. Yep.
I mean, the way it's described is like this whole. I mean, and that's what my thing is. I've been waiting for this big smoking gun, the big like, damn, because I thought that was going to come in the beginning. That's generally how it's done.
You know what
right?
the smoking gun was? Mace talking on his podcast about how Diddy had fucking dildos on the damn bathroom sink. That's a smoking gun. Bring Mace up there.
Hey,
Uh,
Mace said he
smoking
don't want
gun.
no part of that.
They just had to play that video. I'm like, all right, that's a little weird.
Mace
Well,
like,
people
shit, I don't want
knew,
nothing coming out about me.
There was rumors for a long time about Diddy, and I'm sure the
Everybody
industry
knew
knew
that Wendy Williams, they used to, like the
that
gay,
he
the weird
was-
parties
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, so
But the gay stuff hasn't necessarily come out. Obviously the whole nipple cum thing is crazy, but I thought it would come out. I thought it would come out that he was actually having sex with men. I thought at this point we would have heard.
oh yeah, that's
especially
another thing. What about
that's
where's
a
all
little
the sex with the
interesting.
men? Like nobody has none
It
of
was
those
kind of
prostitutes
implied.
said.
Yeah.
Well, none
it
of those
was-
prostitutes that they were talking about said that
No,
they had
he
sex
didn't
with
have
Diddy,
sex.
right?
Yeah,
So,
this is
then
the
maybe
part where
he just
everyone will be
watched.
coming out the woodworks.
Yeah,
But
that's
like,
exactly.
where's everyone at?
That's exactly.
Yeah, that Busby
So
guy
it's-
ruined it for everybody. Yeah.
So it's a
Any
It's an
other
interesting thing.
celebrity
That's a good point.
case
That's a
of
good
this
point,
magnitude,
yeah.
man, at this point, Cosby, Epstein, all these other people had a entire collegiate football
Yeah,
staff worth of
yes.
accusers
Yes.
ready. And I'm like, where's everybody?
In the criminal
bro?
case, yes.
Yeah, but also like if he's had videotapes and all that stuff, like what other celebrities? But the thing is, again, these celebrities do this stuff anyway. Regular people do this stuff. There's videotapes.
Yo, yeah,
With
these
what-
eyes wide
what
shut
harm?
parties. Like,
Yeah, but what harm is that to your reputation? You might not get work again, but come on, like, and a lot of these people are at that age where I don't think they even need to work anymore. You know what I'm saying? They got their money, and I mean, look, this is the 80s and this is the 90s and early 2000s or 2000s, right? Maybe up to 2010.
Yeah.
Right?
I think.
Unless it's a brother
I
like
think 2018 was the last time they
yeah,
actually.
even if he had like little Bow Wow one of those, like even Justin Bieber, like all of that stuff doesn't
But
matter.
that
They got,
hasn't- yeah.
they're gonna get their money. They're gonna make, and people forget so easily. They do not care anymore. They'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, the only thing they would care about is Googling it and finding out what are they gonna do? Cut them off? When a Bieber song comes on that I like, I listen to that shit. R. Kelly peed on a little girl. We still listen to that shit. Like he's made better music after he peed on the girl.
Kanye
you know
West
what I'm saying?
Kanye West fans know what that's like. Cause some old Ye come on, I'd be like,
Old, new, old, and like,
That's
like
old.
no, there's a new Ye song by the way with NBA YoungBoy. I don't know if you guys got it here. He just posted it like a little bit before the podcast. I listened to it. It's pretty good. It sounds like something off of Yeezus, but it's good. Can't
But
play
that's
it
the
on
thing. I
here.
mean, we
NBA
live.
YoungBoy risking it all.
NBA don't care. He got big fan base. Go on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah.
He's platinum on YouTube. All this,
Yeah.
all that stuff,
Wasn't-
man. With Diddy's just
Yeah.
it's so stupid because if I was, I mean, guys like Jay-Z maybe it might hurt a little bit because he's like enterprise, you know, he's bigger than, he's corporate. But even then, like, you don't think they can still do business with him because he has like connections and stuff? It don't matter.
yeah, at this point, this man is
Well, the way they do
orchestrating the
business,
whole
yeah.
Super
He's
Bowl
just gonna mess up.
halftime
It's
show.
gonna mess up his relationship with Beyonce. Like, damn, you did this too and cheated on me.
She probably know.
Hmm.
If he did something
probably
like
know.
that, by this point, she probably
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
This man is out here orchestrating entire Super Bowl halftime events.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was the one person that did try to come out. The person who tried to incriminate him and Diddy,
Oh yeah.
and then that shit got squashed quick.
Yeah. Quick.
Yeah.
That most of those cases that the guy had to Busby, I think all of them actually got dismissed. I mean, it was all the hotline and call in. It was literally a 1-800 number, and the
Shannon
whole thing-
girl hit him up.
Oh
yeah,
That's-
that's his,
yeah,
that's her
that's the
lawyer.
Oh, that's
legal
how they connected.
representation.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That what's going on? I mean, I haven't heard anything else about that. I mean, I guess they're
Nothing,
going
man. They're
through the
keeping the
channels.
hush. They're probably gonna settle. They probably if they haven't settled already, they're gonna settle.
Shannon Sharpe star too bright right now for that to have messed him
Yeah.
up without any concrete evidence. Like everyone's like, oh,
Yeah.
his career is over. I'm like,
He's
man, he
keeping
is
it
him right
moving.
now, bro.
Bro,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
him right
Yo,
now.
his podcast is
His
popping.
recent
Dave Portnoy on there.
interview with the party. Yeah, that was good actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
I haven't
good,
watched it. I've seen some of the clips. I'm gonna watch it, but
Shannon Sharpe
he's
got
keeping
they
it
gotta have hard evidence for people to be like, hey, look, man, we gotta start
Pause.
cutting ties with you, bro.
Well, I think what we got to do is, as a society,
They
we
do have
to,
hard
like,
evidence,
look
by the
at-
way. There's a videotape.
we have to look at the power dynamic, right? It's interesting because it's assumed that if you have money, fame, and fortune, all that, that you're assumed in a powerful position. You're assumed as such. But however, if someone is an addict, right, and that's where I had a question: how an addict of anything is an addict, right? You're a dope addict, you're a sex addict, you're this addict. You're just as desperate to do anything you can to like quench
Feel
that
that
thirst,
addiction.
right?
Yeah.
So people on the other side can recognize, right, young or old, what an addict is, and get into that situation. And so it goes both ways. Someone's paying to play. Someone's understanding that that person will always pay to play. It's the dope dealer, right? Dealer mentality. The dope dealer has power in a sense, quote unquote, but really relies on the client base, right? Like the crackhead, so there's this mutually beneficial thing that's in a really fucked up scenario, right? You're giving someone drugs, right? So it's a very interesting dynamic. I think both of them had a lot of ways that they have ownership in that relationship. Diddy, obviously, with the abusive part, 1,000% wrong, but they were both on drugs, sex fueled, broken people, obviously. So I'm just like, I'm still waiting for the big aha
Gotcha.
moment,
Yeah.
in this, which hasn't necessarily come yet. So that's, I don't know. It's at this
I
point.
don't think there is one at this point.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I
But
think
we're not
the Kid
surprised.
Cudi. I guess the Kid Cudi car bomb is supposed to be the big boom. No
Which
pun
we already
intended.
knew about, but all of this
But yeah,
stuff has
exactly.
been litigated
Yes.
in the public
Yeah.
eye, in the public court
Yeah.
of law, or whatever. So we all choose sides on these things, right? So it doesn't matter. Like look, he could be guilty of 80% of this shit for all I know, or 90, 100% of it. I don't give a fuck. If the courts say he's not guilty,
That's the end
then
of
he's
the
not
day.
guilty. That's the way it works. That's the way our system.
That's the way it
works.
should work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we constantly relitigate these things, and then you think it's going to take away opportunity? No, he's going to make money. I was telling Sean, or we said it on another podcast. He's going to make money doing something on social media.
Yeah. They'll have
Money.
The amount of people who have been disgraced on YouTube that I follow that make faceless AI accounts that are making slop content in the background, making millions of dollars, and these are just regular Joes with computers. Diddy all right? Diddy gonna be all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
he's not going to be
If he
billionaire
found not
Diddy,
guilty.
but
Yeah.
You can always open
And
up
the
a
thing
used car
is-
dealership, something. He
Yeah,
got money
reset.
to start stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Ciroc? They took that away
that's-
from him. or-
Well, yeah.
Well, he sued them.
Well, the
and he won.
Deleon and
Yeah.
all that. He sued
I
them.
hope he
And
put some
that's
money
what-
somewhere.
That's
like
what people
overseas
feel
or
like
something.
spurred this. Yeah. People
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty.
like
Oh, I
that's
know.
what
I know
spurred
he
this.
got to have some offshore accounts. That's how he got
I
all
would
that
hope so.
Cambodian breast milk.
Yeah, and he had like rare candies in the hotel. Like I was like, where
Candy?
We looked up. Yeah, it was like some shit you could only get in like Indonesia or something. Like because they had all the pictures of when they arrested him the day in New York, and he had all kind of shit. 9,000 cash on him, drugs, and
I'm about to say, selling his
Astroglide.
assets alone, he'll be okay.
But they might be a forfeiture. So if he's found guilty, they can actually
Oh, they're gonna
seize
seize. Okay.
everything
Damn.
if they feel like he was running a criminal organization. That's the problem with the Rico thing. Everything he's built, will be taken
Being a freak ass hoe.
for being a hoe. And,
Yo,
and a woman abuser, that's another thing. But that's the risk, right? It'll be taken. So it's an amazing thing.
I am not out here trying to make this the Diddy Defenders podcast.
Oh
but,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Oh, I'm not defending Diddy.
We're not
But-
defending.
but I'm
we're
just
not
like-
defending him at all.
like-
No.
And like Sean has said,
What's your favorite Diddy song? What's your favorite?
What's
Look,
my
this is
favorite?
this is the
What?
Just
segment.
asking.
It goes. It's not defending. What's your favorite Diddy song?
Just you, Kari. I don't care what Sean's is. I just want to know what yours is.
Mine's all about the Benjamins, but that's not really.
Damn, all about the Benjamin. That's a good
But
one.
that was-
I don't know. Every time I think about Diddy, which is
Missing
not
you.
often. Pause. Damn, that's another good one. Bad Boys for Life always pops up.
yeah, Bad Boys. He got some. I mean, he
Go
got some.
back. Nowhere.
Yeah.
They ain't going nowhere.
That's what they should play if he found
It
not
might
guilty.
be
He should throw his hands
Who
up.
did that? Swiss? Did Swiss do that beat? Swiss beats? That sounded like a Swiss beat.
No, that's a I think Nashi Merrick did that, or one of those guys, one of the hitmen.
But yeah, like I was alluding to, like abuse, whether it's to a child, to your partner, to your elders, 1,000,000% wrong, like
Yeah.
Sean was saying. But They ain't a weird, freaky ass nigga. Let him be, bro. Like you
Yeah,
get to a point where you get so rich that the regular shit is mundane, and
yeah,
you have
yeah,
weird ass cult parties. Like any other time, if it was with fancy burlesque masks and costumes, it'd be a masquerade. But when he do it, it's a
yeah, yeah.
problem.
It's, I mean, there's literally clubs set up. I mean, they've gone to some of them, so it's.
But who's the judge? That's what kills me. Why are we judging what other people do?
Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't.
if we
Well, no,
had
that's
the
what I'm
money
saying.
and
It
the
doesn't. Yeah, it
resources,
doesn't matter.
I'm pretty sure I'd be a freak too, trying to
Well,
figure out like
it
which
doesn't
one of
matter.
these.
That's
Especially if
with
I was
that.
single. Like, what do you got to lose?
Yeah, that's
Right.
exactly. So my thing is,
You know
let
what I mean?
whatever people want to do with their own time. That's they can
But
do
when you're
with their
when you're a
partners.
celebrity, people
Sexually, whatever.
you're under this
You know.
microscope all the time. People always judging you, and then like and even as a fan of some of these celebrities, me saying what I just said makes people look at me weird. Like, oh my god, I can't believe you support that. I'm like, I don't support it. I'm not
Not
doing it.
supporting it. It's
Yeah,
just
I'm not literally paying for his freak offs. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
you cannot have a counter opinion, and that's the thing. And both
I have no
sides
opinion
have.
on that shit.
No,
It's
yeah.
just-
I'm
I
just
mean, like,
There's no
saying.
such thing as a nuance. Like
Yeah, no
there's
one.
no
Yeah,
nuance
no
in
one,
anything.
But no,
And you can-
whatever
it's
the
you can
general
poke
opinion
fun
is,
at
you
it.
can't have.
Yes, I told you can't. But it's like you have to be on one side or the other, right, all the time,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
you
it's
have to be like, oh, totally, or you're a worse person because you listen to fucking No Way Out still, or fucking
Yeah.
I Need a
yeah.
Girl or whatever. Like you said, like why? Because I listen to some music. Like, do you know what some of these people who haven't been caught doing shit that are doing? You know what I mean? There's like some motherfuckers probably like. There's probably some musician that we all listen to right now that rape like 20 girls that we don't even know about.
Well. That's the thing that I always say is our general rule of existence. It's a zero sum. Because we're on our computers, our headphones, whatever the case may be, and literally as we speak, for the benefit of this, someone is not here any longer. It's literally happening as we speak, and
Yeah,
so
but that's
it's
life, bro.
But exactly. So there's always going to be a loser, right, in a scenario, and we always push forward and do what we do as people. That's just what it is. And there's
People gonna
atrocities
people.
wherever you turn. There's atrocities, right? And so
Yeah.
it's a pick and choose scenario in which atrocity gets publicized and which atrocity is important. And then as a collective, murder, right, is bad. Everyone says that. Murder of some people, right? No one says anything about. Murder of one person in this situation or what have you is a travesty of magnitude that
About to
no
say
one can
mass
imagine.
genocide
Yeah,
going on
yeah,
overseas.
Yes. So
And then like
so I find it. I always have a very cynical view of anything, especially when it comes to people getting charged with anything. I give them the benefit of the doubt, and I try to hope that our system gets better and not worse, where it's easier to put people in jams to take their life away.
people forget it is innocent until proven guilty in this country.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
the fact that at least publicly we don't see it because the story dies off once a verdict reached. But these accusers need to start facing some, repercussions for their actions. You just can't, the same way you just can't yell out bomb in an airport. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just can't be
Yeah.
like, this guy raped me because he had money. And then no, he didn't. And it's like, oh, okay, bye.
Our
Let's start a
justice system,
podcast. You know what I'm saying?
there's an
Yeah.
I saw this interesting video. I don't know if I follow you. I send you these clips sometimes, Sean. That Asian guy with the microphone, and he's talking on.
Yeah.
So he made
Jackie
this interesting
Chan?
point about our. No. This guy just makes very good little anecdotal things. But
Yeah, Jackie Chan.
he
Good
made
man.
this very good video about how our judicial system and how we handle justice in this country is very weird. So he used to use the example of being pulled over by a cop. In other countries, you could literally slip a cop a $20 bill and they'll let you off on a speeding ticket. In this country, you think of even trying that, it could just get you even more trouble, right? Like they don't get, they just want, the cop wants to hit their quota. The cop's not having a good day. The cop, and then you put yourself deeper and deeper in the system for smaller offenses. Like bribing a cop $20 to let you go is not a thing that should put you in jail. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like in other countries, that's not a problem. You get pulled over and you bribe a cop and they let you go because they're not about collecting money on tickets to hit quotas. Cops in this country have quotas. Oh, you have to ticket this many people or else you're going to get in trouble. Not just that,
Well,
and then they get
also-
in double trouble. You get in double trouble for asking, hey, I'll give you $20 to let me go. Now you get 2 tickets and a fine and probably a misdemeanor, and then you go to jail. or something. You know what I mean? Like, and it might lead you to death. Like, you see people get locked up and then handcuffed and not get no water and food for 2 days,
Well,
and then they die. Like, it's crazy.
Well, no,
So-
no. I mean, but it really depends on where the police are, right? Because if the police are in a really high-ridden, crime-infested area and they're getting paid shit, they're probably more inclined if they pull over a dope dealer or something to take that bribe. I'm telling you,
No,
that's
I'm not saying they take
that's
the.
how cops
No,
get
no,
on
no. I'm talking about just
on the-
you
on
and
the
me,
lam.
regular ass people.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. So that's
Yeah.
the whole fucked up thing about the whole society, right? Is because they would not take it in a suburban and a nice neighborhood. Well, you know, they would be more inclined not to take it, right? Because that they would try to figure out like what's going on here,
Well,
right?
and they also can factor in like I am doing well enough that this $20 is not gonna
Yeah, but
change my
imagine
life in a
doing that at
substantial
scale.
way.
Like 50, you get 50 of those a day. Like, dog, in other countries they survive over that because cops don't get paid that well or whatever.
But see, that's
at
the
end
point
of the day-
Sean was making though. Like,
No, but you
Yeah.
got but the point the guy was making. I hope I should have listened to it. I just thought about it. Let's do it again. But the point is that our judicial system is based off of these escalating circumstances. That the more you try to skirt it in a very maybe like, you know, not like in a way that shouldn't be harmful. You know what I mean? Not like you're on the run, but just saying like, oh, I'll just, you know, just let me go with a slap on the hand. Like the level of accountability for certain things is higher for petty stuff than it is for murder or like in this case all this stuff. Like these people, if you have resources and you get charged with X, Y, or Z, most of those people are never really held accountable ever. Like big if they have money, right? And then you think about the Joe Schmo who just wants to get out of a parking ticket. They get fucking the book thrown at them if they try to do the same thing that the rich guy did for a little minor offense. That was the point of the whole.
Yeah.
The whole.
oh, that's
thing.
just
So it's
that's a
like-
class issue at that point.
But no, but
Yeah.
that's the problem because
classism.
if you think about it, like the rich guy, more than like if he knows the right people. But you see, like the Kennedys, they fucking the motherfucker was drunk driving, killed the person or something, drove it into the water. Nobody got in trouble. They call it up, cover it up. They didn't even go to court for the fucking drunk driving charge or whatever. And the girl died in the car or some shit, right? So that's the type of shit. And then, well, again, me, Joe Schmo, says, yo, can I slide you 20 so I can get off so I don't have to pay an $80 parking ticket? Oh, no, they're going to shackle me up and put me behind bars because I tried to bribe a cop. Right, and then they're gonna plant some weed in my car, or crack, or whatever the fuck they do with these people, and then I'm fucked even more.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's again, it goes back to right. I mean, and we're in a spin cycle now where it's unfortunately can't be unwound. But you know, the whole thing is, you know, if people are in a situation to pay, someone's generally in a situation to accept payment. that's just how it is. That's how capital. That's just the society.
There's no
we live in.
accountability. It's corrupt and unaccountable for.
Everybody got a price.
Yeah.
Literally, who we vote for president is you know they
I mean,
raise
who you
billions of
voted,
dollars.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
no, I'm just saying.
everybody,
I'm
right?
just saying. I'm just saying. Think of it this way.
Your guy sells fucking scam
Think-
coins and shit.
Think of it this way. The one we vote for president, right, that has to raise billions of dollars either way, Democrats, Republicans, right? Billions, corporations, individuals, trusts, charities, whatever, however they get the money, right? And through all those
I'm
things,
funded by the people.
by the people. You're
Coming
right.
for
Through
your
all-
money, Sean.
$500 doll.
Yeah, $5 a person. But through all those things, it's a fucked up system. It's basically pay for play, right? If you don't raise billions, you're not going to be president.
Not gonna matter,
that's
bro.
a fact. I don't care whatever the situation is. That's the cost to be the boss of this society. You got to raise billions. So that's, you know, at the end of the day, that's what it is. So there's always going to be someone who's willing to pay and someone's willing to take payment. I mean, people vote for people and, you know, for reasons outside of even knowing who they're voting for, donate to people because someone told them to donate to this person. I mean, you know, or to vote for this person. I mean, that's what people call you text you on your phone 24/7.
That's that lobbying, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so.
All right,
So,
well,
yeah.
let's switch gears because there's one topic we really need to talk about that I put on the sheet here. So I just heard of this phenomenon this afternoon, black fatigue. Have you heard this yet?
Oh yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
So I watched one video. Shout out to Omizi. He's what's his name's brother? What's that guy's name? Los, the basketball guy, the fat guy that used to do that does the basketball video. Whatever. It's his brother. He does a little YouTube channel. I watch it. So he's talking about this thing today. And I was like, damn, I didn't even know what this was. So interesting enough, there's a video that went viral of some girls dancing at a college graduation or something, and they were twerking or whatever. And then some right-wing pundit made a thing and saying, oh, I'm getting tired of this. I'm getting black fatigue from watching all these fucking like black people having fun and celebrating life and shit. And then it turned into like, the same old ratchet videos where you see random people messing up a Walmart or having fights at McDonald's, and then all of a sudden every bad thing is black, like all of this black fatigue umbrella. I don't understand, like, what is, where's black? It's black fatigue. I'm like, fatigue. What? I mean, is white fatigue not a thing? Like, they storm the Capitol, they killing people on the streets, they, you know what I mean? They're having, you see there's so much, I'm suffering from white fatigue if that's the case, because I see the same things that they're seeing, but with a different skin tone, shit. And then
you heard the one
Mexican
one
fatigue.
that was killed. She got $5 million from the government. The one that was killed inside the Capitol. She's the
one who got
person,
domed.
The one that was breaking the door,
The white lady.
trying to get into the chambers, and she was breaking the door.
The
in
one
with
that
other
attacked
people.
the police officer.
Yeah, and then they shot.
They gave her $5
and
million. They gave her family $5 million.
$5 million, bro. They sued. Her family sued for wrongful death. But by the way,
Wow.
the Secret
Wrongful
Service
death?
agent. Yes, you didn't hear. Okay, so the Secret Service agent who actually shot her as she was breaching into the chamber, breaking in through a window where they were all huddled in for protection, he was not charged with anything. Completely exonerated. However,
So they just gave her $5 million.
Yes, her family sued for wrongful death. And so there was a whole argument we were watching. It was like, well, what was the wrongful death if he wasn't charged?
Yeah, she earned that.
Anything? Yeah, so
Yeah, she earned
$5 million, $5 million. So that's a very
That's what's wrong.
great
Our court system
example
is fucked.
of what
White
is,
fatigue?
right? well, it's just it's so there's good people, there's bad people, and there's in between, right?
That lady was
And
a piece of
that's-
shit.
it's-
Yeah, well, you don't
well,
like.
Yeah,
You cherish
Yeah.
these people that did that. Say that they are constitutionalists. They're fucking want to save America from the bad people. Yet they literally did the opposite, and they broke laws to do. They're saying that. And mind you, after that situation, we had 4 years of Joe Biden. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. You still have your guns. But still in their stupid little brains, they think that there's things to and then while their boss right now is taking away rights, right?
The fact that
right
she
now
got
it's
5
immigrants.
million is crazy. And
Crazy.
looking at that Steven Crowder video when they were talking about,
You watched a
George-
lot of Steven Crowder.
yeah, the one video clip you just sent me.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even watch through that. I didn't even watch through the whole joint.
That's
I just-
crazy. Can
I
you,
was doing my black fatigue and
can you imagine your boss be like, go over this material for work, and then you go
that
over
was
the
the
material,
first
and
video
they're
that
like,
came up when I looked up black fatigue.
But
on,
no,
on YouTube.
but I was just saying
I don't
like
watch
how
Steven Crowder on a reg.
no, but how they were saying like, oh, it's so crazy black fatigue because everyone wants to be BLM, act like George Floyd was some activist when he had enough speedball in him that could shrink a rhino. But I'm like, this woman got shot for breaching federal property in an act of domestic terrorism. So like, hey, bro, pick your battles, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck black or white. She could have been purple.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, like,
No, it
fuck
is.
that.
But to those people, it is black
wrong
or
is
white.
wrong.
Like if George Floyd was white and on fucking opioids and did the same thing, had a heart attack with some black cop on his neck. Let's just say it's even a white cop on his neck. They'd probably be GoFundMe, save the fan. Oh my God, they killed. He's an opioid and he's a victim of the system and blah blah blah. But no, George Floyd doesn't get that. Right? Even though look, it doesn't. I don't care. Criminals. And anybody, I don't think he was a criminal, right? This guy, he's just
Yeah, that's
on
the whole
drugs,
thing.
He's had a bad life,
yeah,
whatever.
they're like he's
Yeah, like I don't care. He tried to slide a fake $20 bill and got caught.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
I mean, that happens, but he did not deserve to get.
He wasn't
knee on
storming
his
the
neck
fucking
and
Capitol.
die. And
Yes.
he
Yes.
wasn't storming
Yes.
the Capitol with weapons and breaking into the fucking
That's what I'm saying.
White House or whatever the fuck they tried to do.
Exactly.
So
I mean, it's
like, yeah. So look, everybody in their little groups will have their little mindsets about these things, but then like coming up to this black fatigue nonsense, I look at it like, why is it and I'm not on social media, especially when it comes whenever they try to degrade anything that black people do, whether it's just having fun, whether it's part of the culture or whatever. There's levels to black culture. That's what people forget. There's levels to that shit, right? We are on a different level. Well, no, look, I'm just saying that majority of black people that are, regular, upstanding American citizens, live in decent homes and blah, blah, blah. There's 3 of us here right now, right? And we, I'm never going to get spotlighted on CNN for the good I do in society or whatever, or the good I do for people or the whatever, the white, black, or whatever. Sean, same with you. I mean, we could have our little clout sessions or whatever and talk about how good we're doing with our businesses and how many people we help. We're never going to be on the cover of Time magazine. The richest, the biggest billionaire black people that barely get spotlighted in those things. And the only thing they could talk about for now, that happened in 2020? For the last 5 years, fucking George Floyd. Now, mind you, just a regular nigga on the street that got this shit that happened to George Floyd has been happening to black people since slavery ended. Since slavery,
so I'm about to say since they came into this country,
since they took them from Africa, right?
Right.
So you're talking about this dude. The fact that we just say, hey, he's a martyr for rights, like rights, your rights and my rights. Like a cop should not be putting his, if a man says, hey, I cannot breathe, you should let the man breathe. That's a simple A-B, transaction right there. Was he fighting you that hard? There was 2 other cops there. There's a lot of ways you could restrain a person without doing that thing.
1,000%.
The cop. Yeah, cop deserves.
Trayvon got followed and shot. I mean, there's a million
that guy got off too.
These are the
ground,
public
whatever,
ones.
all this other bullshit.
George Zimmerman, he became an icon.
But dude, the thing became a fucking joke. He's a meme for how they look at black people in America as a piece of shit that you step in and you don't let it breathe and it dies. That's all they think about us. You, me, all of us. That's what they think about us in the media, because it does not matter. If I'm walking around the dark in my neighborhood right now, remember I said it on the pod, I said it last week when I was talking about I'm scared of going outside because I might get shot. Yeah, I think I might get shot because I live in a neighborhood that if I'm in a hood or whatever walking around at night with my little puppy white dog, I could get shot because they think I may be stalking their house.
And in the last 2 months, I've been called the hard R in public. One by a white guy whose partner was black.
Guy.
The homeless guy. And another by a Hispanic dude because he didn't know how to drive a vehicle. And I'm just like, brother, this man just called me.
Words. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Say it till your teeth get whiter. I don't give a fuck.
I cracked up laughing because I was just oh, bro, we separated by 2 vehicular automobiles, bro. If we was outside, you never would have said that.
When I was a kid in Boston, we was walking up the street. I was actually with a white kid, and we was walking up in Boston downtown. He's like, "You fucking nigger!" It's like screaming out their windows and shit. And I'm probably at that age, maybe 11. I don't get 12. And I had a little twist back then, but
still,
but that's the thing.
Where's the fatigue come from? What did we do? Why are you so interested in what we're doing all the time?
They were mentioning the fact that why does that word bother you so much? I'm like, bro, y'all don't even have to have a word, and I'm not just saying white people in general. People don't even have to have a word that's associated with bigotry and racism. You call somebody a bitch and they ready to fight. So I'm like, a word that has been associated that I'm a lesser human being because of how I look. Sorry that that most people would take offense to that.
And it bothers me that a lot of white people just want to say it because why not? Free speech. I mean, they have a little chuckle about it. You can say it. Why can the rapper say? I heard Biggie say it on the radio the other day. Tupac says it.
If you have an intimate, word that you call your wife, right? This is going to anyone who doesn't understand the nuances of the N word. You got an intimate thing that you call your wife. Sanctity of marriage bonded y'all together. Y'all legally recognized by the United States as a union. If I walk up to your wife, never knowing her, and calling that word, hey, sweet pussy, you gonna be like, hey, yo, what the fuck, bro? Yo, and that's the equivalent, bro,
yep. But
y'all get to say, and I'm like, yeah, bro, because we have taken that word that was weaponized to make us feel lesser and did it in a way where it's not as bad. it's
You can't.
covering up a tattoo type shit. Like I got this horrible mark on me, I'm gonna get inked up and I'm gonna transform it and use it for my own
But
means. Like
Doug, any person who understands language and things like that know that there's always though, especially the English language is so complicated, right? Like you say, look at how many variations of that word in Africa. That word, like there's variations of this word means king or something like that. So there's always. It's just language, right? And yes, it's used as in a negative context. It also means a color. It's also like arguably the name of a nation in Africa if you add just another G to it. So there's and I take away an A, but, there's Nigeria, whatever. You know what I mean? But like there's always
a country called Niger and Nigeria.
You add a G then. Yeah. So but you have to look at the context of it, but also, you're taking it back, giving it power in another way, and they hate that because they can't use it in the pejorative anymore. And it bothers me. It bothers me when people just ask the question. I'm like, bro, say it if you want to say it. Don't ask. You don't need to. Because number one, like, remember Ali, our Persian friend? This nigga wanted to say nigga so bad every fucking day. He'd start saying it and stop it. Start saying it and stop it. Start saying it and stop it. We'd be on the phone in front of people. One day, I called him out on it in front of a bunch of black people. I was like, here's my friend. He's funny. He always wants to say nigga. And he's like, why did you say that? That's embarrassing, Hugh. Why would you say that in front of these people? That's fucked up. I'm like, nigga, you say that shit all the fucking time. So I mean, you want to say it, and I know you say it in front of your white friends, so why don't you just say it and
now,
get it off your fucking chest? I'm not going to
Yeah.
judge you. I've known you for 20 years.
Yeah.
The fact that you want to say nigga and call me nigga, I'm fine with it. I said, I don't know if Sean's okay with that. Do you say it in front of him? Do you say it in front of that black person and that other black person? It's
That's
okay
what I
with
used to
me,
tell,
though, right?
That's what I used to tell certain people. I'd be like, look, I might not beat your ass, but somebody will. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as the past. I might not.
It's not even about beating. It's just about understanding the simple truths about what these things mean. Because I don't care about the words that people call me. If you treat me a certain way and say, and look, you call me nigga this, nigga that, whatever. But if it affects the relationship, if we have a business relationship and affects it, whatever. Obviously it's going to be some kind of awkwardness there, but at least I know how you feel, or how you feel towards black people, or how you feel towards me individually.
Say the quiet part out loud.
Yeah, but apparently some of these people, they'll never say it in front of this person. So it just shows another thing, the lack of respect some of these like either it's white people or other cultures have for us as individuals, us as black people, because they're not going, like, the fact that they have the balls enough to like get your permission to say it, or ask the questions around that shit, like why can't I say this? Like, do you need to know from me? Like I'm the one that gives you ultimate permission. I give you the nigga pass, whatever.
My thing is with black fatigue that's intriguing to me is having black fatigue is basically saying I am upset that my neighbors are having a party and I'm not invited, because people will make the point, damn, they get a whole month, like, and they throw that shit in your face. But I'm all like, AAPI, Latino Heritage Awareness
and I don't
Month,
even like
Indigenous People Month.
Yeah, I'll give my
and I'm
views
just
on the
like,
month,
why there's no indigenous fatigue or Latin fatigue, or
because we actually celebrate. Those people don't celebrate. I mean, Latinos do.
I don't like the whole
And then the
it's
other
not
point
about
I was
liking it. It's not about
and the
liking
other
it.
point
Just
I was going to
accept it
make
for what it is. Just take
is
it.
that
He's just like, I don't like it. Don't be that guy.
no, but
Don't
the
be
other
that
point
guy,
I was
bro.
going to make about not only just the month thing, it's like, y'all have those same opportunities. Like St. Patrick's Day, who the fuck is that for? That's not for us.
It's a cultural.
You know what I'm saying?
I
And
celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, and no one else is like,
Eating that corned
or
beef and
Taco
cabbage.
Tuesday, for example.
Yeah.
No one's going, damn, that Taco Tuesday shit. I have Latin American fatigue, bro. Like,
but no, like cultural appropriation. So Americans are the only people that are offensive when it comes to cultural appropriation, because every other culture, if you go to any country or look at, like, when people dress up as Mexicans with the big hats on and the
sombrero.
Other culture, like Mexican people are like, oh, that's amazing, thank you for celebrating our culture. The only time they take offense to it, and it's called appropriation, is when Americans do it, because when Americans put on the fucking hat, the sombrero, and the thing, motherfuckers start making up the fake accent and then start acting stereotypical. Like, yeah, say blah 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 blah. I got 20 jobs. I sleep on the job. Say all this shit. And then same with the Negro. They do the same thing with black people, sagging the pants, talking like talking jive and
dog.
shit. Yeah, like you're taking like the funny parts are, yeah, it's funny, but that's not the culture. Like in other countries, when they celebrate cultures, they'll literally take that sombrero and all that stuff and celebrate it the way it's supposed to. And the Mexican people, the Latin people, whatever, will look at it like, oh, thank you for paying homage. Over here, we make fun of it, right? And then another thing I don't like about how we react to some cultural appropriation is like when black women get mad at white women for wearing cornrows or taking their style or whatever. I mean, shit happens. You just embrace the fact that you're an icon at what you do, and yes, I don't know about like my wife and I argue about this all the time, like trying to understand like, okay, if a white like Kylie Jenner gets cornrows and all of a sudden it's like a thing with white women, and I'm like, who cares? I mean, y'all change your hair up every fucking day. You have versatile hair. You could straighten it. You could cornroll. You could wear it natural. You could all that. Be proud that you can do that shit. And white women want to be like y'all. They get tans. They get butt implants. Y'all got that shit naturally.
I think a lot of the ire comes from the fact that they won't reference the source material. They won't be like, oh, I was inspired. Like, especially in the black community, you hear that all the time. Man, bro, I'm just trying to be like you, dog. Trying to be like you. I'm trying to get up like you.
Yeah.
A lot of issues. I know the TikTok girl, the D'Amelio girl that was
Addison Rae.
Yeah, who got famous for all the viral dances. They did not take the time to acknowledge where those dances were sourced from.
Exactly.
So those are moments where I feel like, especially with black women, they have the right to be upset, because I'm like, man, I do. You copy my homework and didn't even say thank you when you got an A, bitch. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, next time I'm gonna fail this test. But
you also have to think about okay, so if Addison Rae had copied and Addison Rae did not become famous, does it matter then?
Nah, because then you in the same boat as the person who's doing the shit with you.
Then it doesn't, because number one, you got to think about the demographics. America is still mostly white. Number two, everything that white culture has, or culture, at least white culture in America, they want to, on TikTok and Instagram, all that type of stuff. If Addison Rae does it, and she says, oh, she takes it from some black girl who might have went viral a little bit, and then Addison Rae took it and made it go to the moon, then yeah, I mean, like, whatever to me. And then like it's a rat race, to get famous. But also you got to also think that white people are the majority still, and they still consume the most shit, and that's part of their cult. They're like, oh, look at this white girl that can dance. I love it. I'm gonna show it to my little baby. I'm gonna show it to this. So like, there's a ton of black. Like, look. I'm not even being like stereotypical, but black people can dance. So there's a ton of sisters and brothers out there doing all these great dance moves, and it's just regular par for the core. A 12-year-old's doing it, a 20-year-old's doing it, and that's just shit we see on our TikTok and Instagram every day.
And I hear your point too. I hear your point too, but we also living in a society where if a black person does it, it could still be considered cool and trendy. Like, referencing the video you sent me, they mentioned a point. They was like, at one point, there was a time when the most recognizable faces on earth was Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, and Mike Tyson. The issue with this Addison Rae debate that we having right now is the fact that these creators did not credit their source. Just as, sure, it's probably more digestible for certain families if the person that's doing this dance is white, but they also didn't give these people who originated, whether they black,
like any platform,
Asian, they didn't raise their platform by acknowledging them. Now, at the end of the day, if I go, oh man, so and so taught me how to do this, and they look at that other person, go, well, fuck them, I like yours better. Then that's different. That's different.
Yeah, but
for
how many people are going to catch that? It's not.
You stole.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's almost like giving somebody a feature on an album who helped you write or something, right? You let them get on. If you on and you in a position, right? It's like the Jazzo Jay-Z. If you on, Jazzo's on, and he's helping Jay-Z and all that, but he's helping them get on, and he's in a position to create that because he sees something in them. And
it's social media. But it doesn't matter. There's so many people that steal shit on social media all the time.
But guess what? Those people don't get caught.
Bring them in on a video.
This person got
do a
caught.
Dance video together.
Caught
like,
what?
The originator with the.
It's simple. You took a viral credit. Now look, I'm not saying she maliciously stole anything, but People called out, yo, you
Why don't you hit
didn't
her
get
up? Why don't you hit her up and say, hey, let's do a video
collab,
together?
which she
a collab.
ended up. I think she ended up doing that, but again, it doesn't matter. Only I'm just saying certain things, especially in popular culture, right? Like some things that like a dance or whatever, especially on platforms like TikTok and Instagram, whatever. A black creator could only take it so far if they're not well known already or whatever. Addison Rae had a platform, sort of, kind of. The dance that made her super famous pushed the envelope, and like Addison probably didn't know it was going to go that far or whatever. So the fact that she didn't give this person credit for it is beyond, like the girl put it out there, she didn't copyright, she didn't do, like all this stuff is it's all like there's a nuanced argument to the whole thing, and I don't feel like that like either person is any less deserving of the credit or the fame that they got from doing their things. And yes, it's always going to happen to black people where they don't get 100% credit for things that they do, especially on social media if they start trends. But when it comes to, we all know this. Like when you think about the best dances, the best whatever, you think Michael Jackson, you think Janet Jackson, you think Beyonce, you think all these different people. You're not thinking about Addison Rae. Addison Rae, yeah, she knows how to do the fucking whatever, the TikTok dance, and she does it better than most people. But that's not the thing. And that little girl that did that dance, do you think that she'll ever be as big as a Beyonce or a Michael Jackson or whatever just for doing dances? I mean, she might not. And do you think that she's like gonna like if she had the same, like, let's just say she went super viral for all that stuff, do you think she's at like she would be the person that Pepsi and Nintendo and all these different advertisers went to Addison for? Like Addison Rae represents clean cut white America, and they'll rather give her the money before they give it to a black person. That's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? And that's why she makes the millions doing what she does. That's why Kylie Jenner makes the millions doing what she does. Right?
Well, my thing was it's just an order of operations. I just if she got put on and did it, got called out for not crediting the original source material, because like I said, she didn't copyright or own the dance, and then in retrospect she goes, all right, my bad, it wasn't malicious, I got it from so and so, good in my book. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not saying she need to be crucified because she didn't mention that she got that from a black person. I'm just saying, like, once you get called out for it, be like, oh shit, man, my bad, I didn't even know. Like you said, I saw a cool dance, I did it on my platform, the shit blew up. You know what I'm saying? Now, if that was the way that the river flows, oh, I did this, it blew up, I got backlash, I responded to the backlash appropriately, going from there, I won't make that mistake again, then you cool. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of people who will see something and be like, oh, I'm just gonna steal this shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that happens all the time, and I'm not gonna sit here and bitch about it or whatever. It's just something that happens. This is America. That's par for the course. I just feel like, going back to the whole black fatigue thing, I just don't understand, like, why, how are you tired of shit that you shouldn't even care about? Like,
and that's another thing. Yeah, they care too much to mask the fact that
black, get the fuck off.
They're bigots. Like, they're not.
You can't stop talking about it. Like, you can, the girls twerking at the graduation. Oh, why is it out there in front of my? Who gives a fuck? Turn it off. Turn it the fuck off. LeBron James just dunked the basketball again. Turn it the fuck off. You don't like LeBron. Go watch some old Larry Bird or Michael Jordan shit. You love white people so damn. I mean, Michael Jordan's not white. His wife is white. He loves white women.
Sure, his wife is not white, but okay.
Michael Jordan, his wife is white as hell.
I'm pretty sure she's Latina or something.
Oh yeah.
Close enough.
Some kind of like Eva Longoria type.
Yeah, I think his wife is white.
Kind of evil, like Puerto Rican or something.
Something like that. Something like a little flavor. But yeah,
I'm fatigued from the bullshit. That's what bothers me about when I watch those videos and try to understand, like, why all of a sudden, why are you talking about shit that you don't care? You're so fatigued by black being black, then leave us alone. Stop pulling us over. Stop killing us. Stop listening to our fucking music. Stop wanting to be fucking black. Stop wanting to say niggas so damn much. It's like, come on.
I think it goes a lot deeper than all of that. But yeah,
I don't think honestly, you could say that they want to be black.
Well,
or whatever,
no. Well, yeah,
American culture is black culture. Like if you think about like who's done things, the only people that have done anything.
Well, that's where I always I'm like, there's only like 4 minutes left for me, but that's where I always have a hard time because I feel like, you know, when we did have a real culture, our own neighborhoods and things like that, when we did control, you know, somewhat our own economy and stuff like that,
they destroyed it because they got black fatigue and destroyed
I
it.
know, but what was
happening now,
but once that happened, right? Once we created a model in which could survive and things could happen just as good, right? Towns, things were starting to maybe have some traction.
Like Wall Street.
Yep, things change, right? We had, you know, the crack epidemic, you know, drugs. We know it's well documented, right?
Yeah.
That these were placed and how, you know, the redlining and how the liquor stores and neighborhoods. I mean, a lot of things were inserted. So I really, unfortunately, I think that what would be considered black culture today was manufactured by not necessarily us. It was something that was a caricature of us based on a lot of tragedy, a lot of kids without fathers, a lot of broken homes and families, and a lot of drug addiction in impoverished neighborhoods that created
But that's not the whole story, though.
But no, I know that's not the whole story. But a lot of times, what points to black culture is hip hop, right, and all of these things. But hip hop was completely different way back.
It's American culture.
Yeah, well, but I'm saying it was more manufactured as far as like where we are today and what is considered black culture. Where I don't think, you know, our grandparents and their parents would have ever foreseen that black culture would ever look anything like this, right? As far as how we see it from the outside looking in, what people assume black culture to be, right? So I think it's a long way. We have to really kind of revert and kind of start to reestablish some, you know, societal type things for ourselves. Like, you know, even if it's you're divorced, you got to be involved, right, with your children. Yeah, but we have to do what's right and build things for ourselves and try to create an economy, whereas a TikTok or something that can create an algorithm that keeps it status quo, you know, if we find an alternative to that, we have to really embrace and really grow that. But that's, you know, whatever we see on our screens, phones or otherwise, are controlled by people that are most likely not us. So there's a, you know, we have to
they're not like
careful.
us.
We have to be careful about
So
you know,
you're
how
telling
we
us
go about using those things for creating our culture, because what we're most likely going to see are the videos in which people are talking
want us
about
to
as
see
black culture.
So they're telling
exactly.
us, they want us to see Kendrick
yeah.
Lamar.
It's,
and,
yes,
yeah,
and all
I
that.
get it.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes sense.
You know?
Yeah, it's totally makes sense.
So that's, we have to be conscious about.
They're brainwashing us with that garbage. I get it.
It's regurgitating, self-fulfilling prophecy, right? But I got to run, guys, but this has been great. Sorry for the technical difficulties I had on my end.
That's cool.
Now that he's gone, let's read through those comments on that Jordan video. There's a lot of idiots.
Oh my god.
So
I am a neutral party in that.
This is a perfect time. Perfect.
no, yeah, you have no.
I'm about to say you be defenseless. I got your back, bro. I got your back, man.
All right, fellas.
All right, bro.
Later, broski.
All right,
yeah.
Take care, man. See you next week.
See you.
Keep this quick. They should do a thing where we act like when we get. This is the first video that has a ton of comments on it. So, oh, the sneaker podcast is up.
Bet. The last. We should do that. Yeah, when we start getting more engagement, reading comments.
No, I like that stuff. Yeah, it's part of the whole.
That.
It should be part of the whole.
I'm gonna go through and like everyone who left a comment. Try to respond to everyone I can that I can add something relevant to the topic. When y'all start talking about basketball in the 90s, brother, I was a fetus, so I can't really engage too much.
These dummies. No, I'm just playing. They're not dummies. Let's go here. Let's go to. Let's go. I found it fascinating how some people, when I said, I even corrected myself when I said the thing about BJ Armstrong.
Like the middle teams now have 50 wins.
Let's see.
The middle teams have 50 wins. All right, let's see. This man right here, Floyd. I can't like his comment. Oh, I can heart it. Here we go.
Shout out Floyd.
Yeah, shout out Floyd Rose. It's not debate. They just made it up. MJ, Kareem, Kobe, LeBron. So wait, you're saying that MJ, Kareem, Kobe. So LeBron has surpassed Kareem and definitely surpassed Kobe. Like
so what is he saying? Is that his Mount Rushmore? Or?
That's his. I'm just gonna ask him this.
Yeah,
This your top 5? That's all I'm gonna ask. I just want to ask a question.
that's his team on NBA 2K.
Yeah, probably. All right, this guy. Any dude who says BJ Armstrong is better than John Stark loses all credibility. Please cut the bozo's mic off and
Turn his
BJ was
TV
my
off.
guy. And I responded back to him on my thing. I
Okay,
said
what'd
I
you say?
corrected myself and I said he was better in his role with the Bulls. Overall, they had similar numbers, which is true. Starks was just leaned on for more offense than BJ. And Starks, as you can see by some of the Knicks playoff runs, was a liability on offense when it mattered. BJ played his role, shot a 3 when he was open, and dished the ball off to MJ and Pippen. I'll like my comment because that's the truth.
He said self-serving. Okay, what we got next?
Clyde came out in the league in 1982 and Isaiah in 1981. Yeah, that's true. I said
Just
a lot of
spitting
the
facts.
people played in the 70s, like 79, 80, whatever. Look,
Man, they checking you, brother.
We play with loose facts. Google's a very good friend of yours when you have it at your hands. Like if you look down, if you watch that video, Sean is looking down a lot. Googling.
Hey, Sean smart though. He taking advantage of his resources.
He's Googling bullshit. He's Googling bullshit because all he's
about
looking
the
at,
Bulls. Shit about the Bulls. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, yeah. And this guy had his Johns. Okay, so yeah, this is why I said that the Pistons were washed.
Good God, I see a couple comments here.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments. Yeah, please stop the old Pistons argument. I'm a Bad Boys fan for life, but that has always been a crap argument to make. Dumars is 27 in 90-91 season. Bulls' first championship run. Zeke and Rodman were 29. Sally was 26. The Bulls had just gotten better. HIV Magic was second in MVP vote that season.
Yo,
also
calling this man
winning
HIV
back to
Magic. What's wrong with y'all, man?
I did that.
No, I know, but I'm just saying now you got that as a running. You just as bad as Isaiah Thomas back
These are the facts, though. The man was playing with HIV. I just didn't know. Come on, he's about to die, maybe, but he made it through. That's my guy. Isaiah was
act like he was playing with stage 4 cancer.
It could have been. Isaiah was coming off a wrist injury that year, so Isaiah didn't go back into the season until the round of playoffs. So he wasn't fit. And the same excuse they gave Jordan when he came back from being off for 2 years or whatever. They're like, oh no, they didn't win that playoff run because and they don't count that. You remember they never count that in that run. He lost.
I mean,
when he came back.
They separate the three-peats, though. And then they acknowledge the fact that be careful who you say that around because they'll use that as a more of a reason to bolster up. But they always say 6
in a row. So it doesn't... No, he could have won one in one part. This is the way...
I don't think they say 6 in a row.
They always say six in a row.
I always hear first three-peat, second three-peat.
No.
And then a lot of people, including Sean, will say...
No.
We'll say the only time...
He won 6 straight championships. That's what he's going to say.
I don't hear that.
No,
because even in his debate, he used that to show Jordan's dominance with errors because he was like the only time the Houston Rockets made some noise is when Jordan was out.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody say 6 straight, that's just bullshit. No pun intended.
Well, they say it all the time.
No, because everybody remembers that because the Magic. I was fucking 2, maybe 1. And I know the Magic took their ass out. Shaq and Penny wasn't playing.
Yep.
So you can't say 6 straight. You can say he never lost a final, a championship. He never went to 7. You can say all that kind of shit, but you can't say 6 straight. It's mathematically impossible.
Look, again, there's a lot of... Even Sean says 6 straight. I think he said it like... this is when we had the argument. Here, Sean actually commented.
I'm gonna have Sean.
Maybe I'm delusional.
Yeah, I think you're tripping on that one, bro. Because he mentioned the Rockets argument. He was like, the only time the Rockets were able to squeak 2 in was when Jordan was out, and then the Spurs came after Jordan left the second time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have Sean back on that one.
Okay, maybe I don't even know. And this is Sean saying. My thing more so is that back then Jordan played 82 games and still would bust ass in the playoffs. Now they play 60 and catch a hammy first round off shooting threes. Just a different game now. And then I wrote back, Jordan took many games off, notably 82 plus games between championship runs. He took a break, bro. It's hard to do it. I hear this guy. Only idiots and kids have this debate, and y'all aren't kids. Only idiots and kids watch this video, and you're
I'm
not a
about to
kid.
say you're contributing to the debate.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you watched the whole video.
I'm about to say so. Also, idiot. You literally clicked on the video that is about Jordan versus LeBron. Sat through it to be like only idiots have this debate. So you're watching idiots and then contributing to the debate by leaving a comment.
Idiot.
You in the group, bro?
Yeah.
Join the group, brother. It's cool. Everybody done.
Yeah.
Thanks
Appreciate
for the
everybody for listening. Yeah, thanks
for
you.
the engagement,
That's
bro.
I mean it's doing some numbers today. I'm happy about that. That's one of our whenever we talk about basketball or something or sports and we make it current, people fuck with it. That's
Shit,
cool.
we forgot to talk about.
We got time.
Congrats to SGA, man.
Oh yeah, SGA MVP.
Our league MVP. I still
the foul merchant, they call him.
I was gonna give the nod to Jokic, but look how far OKC has gone. They beat him in the best of 7. So
yeah,
even though they only supposed to factor in the regular season, SGA got it. Plus Jokic got what? 2? Should technically have 3.
He won 3. No, he won 3.
No, I think he got
3.
2.
He won 3.
Let's look it up. Because I thought he only had 2.
You not believe when I talk. I know what I'm talking about.
Hey, you sure?
Yeah. Hey Google, how many MVPs did Nikola Jokic win? What's she gonna tell me?
3.
Shit, okay, my bad. My bad, you got it, bro.
Jokic, who won 3 of the previous 4 NBA MVPs for the Denver Nuggets.
He's won 3 of the last 4.
He won 3 back to back.
No, he those are last year. What's his
name? He had
won
2 back to back, and then he missed one, right?
Who won last year? I forgot.
Shit, who won last year? Run it again. Ask Google again.
Hey Google, who won NBA MVP last year? I know this too.
For the 1st of January 2024, the 31st of December 2024 NBA Most Valuable Player winner was Nikola Jokic.
What?
No, that's the 24-25 is. Oh wait, that would be 24. Oh, it was Jokic last year. Then he won it last year. He didn't win it. Okay, I'm just gonna Google MVP.
Yeah, I'm about to say yeah.
He did win 3 though. He won back to back though. He did win back to back.
Yeah, I know he won back to back once. Damn.
Oh,
feeling like George when he said Jason Tatum was the MVP.
Hey, I know when to correct myself. That man was insistent. He said Tatum won.
Hey man, die with the shit, bro.
Bob Pettit won it in 1955. Okay, so Joel Embiid won in 2020.
Damn, I forgot Joel Embiid played basketball.
No respect to Joel Embiid. Hamburger on the sideline, Joel Embiid.
I'm about to say, hey, respect.
Damn. Respect to you, Joel, if you ever come back and play. I forgot he was a player. Wait, I just lost you, bro. Hello? America. Your sound went.
That was a random call from my pops, watcher of the podcast.
Oh, started live streaming it. So yeah, Nikola Jokic, Giannis won back to back, and James Harden.
Shit.
Giannis won 19 and 20, and then Jokic won 21-22. Then 23 was Joel.
Well, and then
Jokic won it last year, and Shea won it this year. So Jokic would have won 4, but then NBA MVP is such a weird award. We talked about it, but Bron should have won 3 straight. That Derrick
How many
Rose
does he
year,
have?
4.
You don't think Derrick Rose deserved the MVP that year?
No.
Craziness, bro.
He was a good story though. And
he was the story. He was shaping up to be the face of the league at that point.
Yeah, Bron should have won a unanimous one. I think the 2013 one he should have won unanimous, but there was one sports writer who hated LeBron so much that he voted for Carmelo Anthony. It made no sense. First ballot vote, by the way. So he voted Carmelo first ballot, and the only reason why he got a vote, I think that's the year Melo won the scoring title. That was it.
Pretty big accomplishment though. But it's more to being
they got
an
knocked
MVP
around
than
the
just
semifinals.
Yeah, more than being an MVP than just getting buckets.
Exactly. And the Knicks were in shit back. Well, they were kind of good. They were right. Kevin Durant won in 2014, which was
You
another
the real
weird.
MVP.
Kevin Durant, I guess he deserved it that year, but
Yeah.
then whatever. And Steph Curry won the unanimous one in 2016, I think, which was that's fine. And Steph only won it twice. I thought he won 3 times for some reason. And he won twice. But yeah, Michael Jordan did run it. Like he had 1, 2. He won 91, 92, 97. Didn't Jordan win like 5 times?
I don't think he won
Oh
every
no, finals MVP.
Yeah, finals MVP. He was
Oh, he
cooking.
won 88, 91, 92. That's 3, 4,
His
5. He won 5, yeah.
5 MVPs
Yeah.
period or final MVPs?
No, 5 MVPs. He won 6 finals MVP.
I'm about to say, I think he got every time he was in the finals. Shout out MJ, brother. Future NBC sportscaster, man.
Oh, yeah, he said something. Wow, that's another thing. We
That's-
got to talk about that next week.
That's gonna be weird, bro. Everyone I've talked to about Jordan becoming a broadcaster was like, "Yo, that's weird, bro." I don't know what
Why?
it is about. I don't know, bro. It's weird to me too. Like,
I don't think it's weird. I would love to hear his commentary. I think
I
it'll
don't think
settle,
of him as a commentator. Maybe that's why.
But this is the thing.
And it's been such a big gap since he left the game. Like with Tom Brady,
Yes.
he left and then boom, got really into it.
But the NBA needs this right now, number one. And number two, I think it will shut people like Sean the fuck up about the legacy shit with Jordan. Because they're all lemmings that follow Jordan off a cliff. So if he says, hey, look, man, like you watching LeBron in the flesh doing things I couldn't even do.
You know Jordan not about to say that shit though.
He basically did say that.
He won't say that shit.
He'll say
He ain't
it.
gonna say that shit.
He'll say it for the right amount of money.
He won't say that.
I think there comes a time in people's lives where they understand certain things. I don't think that he even knows that people, like I said last week, people are in the G League and in high school are doing the same shit.
First we got to look at the capacity in which he'll be commentating and broadcasting. Because I don't think he's gonna be like on every night.
Oh, probably
shit.
just like big games, games or Saturday
like,
or whatever.
I think maybe over time he'll soften, but coming off the gate saying shit like, first off, it was a time he didn't even want to fucking acknowledge LeBron's existence.
No, that's not true. He acknowledged.
Yes,
LeBron.
Yeah. It wasn't open arms type shit. It wasn't open arms type shit. Like
you making up shit.
You making up shit.
Nah, I don't make up anything.
You
I
making
just
up
tell.
shit.
I'm a truth teller, bro. I don't lie. When did I lie? When have I lied? When have I ever lied? I don't lie.
I ain't saying lie. You've been wrong. You've been wrong. I ain't saying you lied. You've been wrong.
Wrong about what? What have I been wrong about?
I mean, just naturally in life. I'm sure you've been wrong about it a couple of
No, never.
ISPA. You own ISPA, so I know you've been wrong about shit. But
nah, they're uncomfortable, but I like them. That's not a lie.
I'm not saying he said he hates LeBron, but like it was an era of I'm not gonna call this man my successor or nothing like that. Now, over the course, ever since he shed tears and got inducted into the Hall of Fame, Jordan's been a little softer, been a little different.
Yeah, but that's like he's not playing anymore. So, and honestly, if you start seeing part of the problem here is that the sycophants of Jordan will not give credit to SGA, Jokic, LeBron, Steph Curry, any of these players that have surpassed what Jordan has done from a skill level, right? Like they've done things that, never mind the scoring. Like if I always say this, Bernard King, if put in a better situation, he's a player from the 80s that I look up to, played on the Knicks. This guy scored like Jordan. He just didn't have the same career as Jordan. If he won some chips, if he had the playoff runs, if he was in the spotlight, he'd be MVP, he'd be doing all that stuff. He was just a great scorer, right? That's what Jordan was, and he happened to luck up into a great coach and a good system and a good co-stars that made it possible for him to go on 6 runs. And he had everything, the package, right? He was stylish. He got the endorsement deals. He played the game the right way. Bernard King didn't do that. And there's a bunch of other players. Like you could even argue like guys like Elgin Baylor and all that. Elgin Baylor was a walking triple-double. He was what Russell Westbrook is without the finesse, right? Maybe he did have. I never saw a game that he played, so I'm not going to lie. But there's players in that era that did things in different eras that did things that were above par. The difference between them and Jordan is that he was in this TV era where everything was on TV. Like we talked about last week, the motherfucker was, people watched these games and the family affair. Like everybody watched the NBA on NBC, all that stuff. So it's different now because all these players are out there. They play at a high level. They're bigger, faster, stronger. Jordan can acknowledge that. He's old now. Who gives a fuck? Pass the torch. These old guys are holding on to what? Your legacy is only as good as how you acknowledge the person who passes it on. You pass it on to.
Well, that's also coming from someone's personality. Like,
it doesn't no. Even Kareem is like that. They all think that because these guys didn't make the same money and all that type of stuff.
But certain people can't acknowledge that. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes, like for example, Shaq had to admit, like, man, I was hating on KD because they making more money than me now.
Exactly.
Like he had to say that out of his mouth. But when you are a commentator, when you are a lover of the sport, you can acknowledge that I have been surpassed, and that's just the natural progression of life.
Yeah, and you should be able to acknowledge that if you are, what you say you are, like the greatest. I'll acknowledge Jordan as the GOAT when he decides to say that, look, these guys are great too, just as great as me, and that title could be shared amongst all the greats, right? I was the greatest shooting guard. LeBron's the greatest small forward, or all position player, or just the greatest basketball player ever. That's what LeBron is. You look at the numbers, but it is what it is. I don't want to talk about that no more. Nor do I want to talk anymore because it is getting late and we have to get up. I have to get up and edit. I want to catch up on the rest of these podcasts. I am literally getting black fatigue right now.
Crazy. Yeah, I got to see what's going on with Pop. Got to hit him back.
Tell your pops I said what up. We got to get him on the show if he's down.
Yo, I've been trying to tell everyone always says, why don't you and your dad do a podcast? He go, man, don't nobody want to hear me talk. I'm like, bro, my dad is. Everyone loves my father.
Dog, remember I told you, you have this platform to do whatever the fuck
you know what?
want.
That's as soon as I get off of this,
like a little 30-minute talk to each other, put it on the thing. You guys be part of the network, and we'll tap. I'll help produce it. Whatever you guys need.
Sports and movie takes, he take off. Especially he'd be a novelty because he's an older dude, and like you were saying that he's that thing that older people like need to realize, like that transition we was talking about, like older people getting into more pop. I'm gonna talk to him as soon as I'm done here.
Yeah, dude, I'm
about to talk to him right now.
Whatever you guys need, we'll help. I'll put it together. I'll make y'all logos, whatever y'all need. We can get it done. Because my guy, like honestly, so like Mike is gonna be helping produce some of this stuff, and I'm doing it all right now because I have the keys to everything. I'm slowly getting him more involved.
The keys.
Yeah, and then we got once you start really building it up more, it's gonna be something. I'm really want to see more different types of content, and a father and son jump off on this would be dope. I think that if you could have these types of conversations with your dad, that's awesome.
We had a conversation similar, like, and we ended up coming. And the one thing me and my dad always do, shake hands at the end, whether we disagree or not. Like he'll be like, "Man, you had a shitty take on so and so." We'll even reference it like weeks later, but like before we finish. One thing he will always say, and we end up coming to a consensus, Jordan to him is to me, to us, we decided is the best player of all time. While LeBron is the greatest player of all time, just by the accolades, his longevity, he's greatness personified. But you can have your feelings that Jordan is the best. You put him in a situation with the right circumstances, he gonna get it done. That's a fair point to have. You know what I'm saying? Like we can have those kind of conversations. Man, yeah, we need to do this.
Man, let me know.
Yeah, we'll get it popping.
All right, 12 Hub episode Sweet 16. It's a wrap. Peace.
Love it.